is a 100-year-old shaker style door, probably, roughly. Bought this at an architectural salvage place. I'm going to use the heat gun to begin to melt the old paint and finish on it, and then scrape it back off. In the meantime, while I'm doing this, I'll show you some of this, and I'll also show you pictures from what we've been up to at the Mountain View.
Well, that sure wasn't what I expected. I will not be using a heat gun for much more of this, because if you look at this, this has taken me all daggone day to do this. And not just this day, but 2 or 3 days in addition. All the work that I put into this door, I could have just bought a new one. Nobody would have ever known the difference, but I've got it on video, so I guess everybody knows the difference. I'm going to move on now because this just absolutely did not work. Piece of advice: when you got a door like this that's got this many layers of paint on it, just use some stripper to begin with, or throw it away.
Now, before you start doing something like this, you've got to realize that these doors are old, so they've got paint on them that possibly has lead in it, probably has lead in it, so you got to be careful. I'm doing this outdoors, so there's plenty of ventilation, and these straps are not going to be going anywhere except in a bag, all right, to be disposed of properly.
So yes, I am a glutton for punishment. I kept this up long after I should have stopped. But you can see the paint scraper just grabs in there and sticks when you stick it in there. And it was a warm day out, really warm day out. So I switched off to a citrus stripper and put it on there. You can see that it just makes the paint wrinkle up kinda and gets really gooey, and then you can scrape off most of it with the scraper. And you finish it up with sanding. But this was a whole lot easier than using the heat gun. I would highly recommend you do this instead of doing the way I started out.
Okay, this door is coming along, but it's going to take a while. I think this is probably fur that it was made from. And if you look over here, there's many, many layers of paint. This looks like a tan on top of blue, on top of pink, on top of gray, on top of green. And all of that may not be all of it. Some of this may be white somewhere under here.
Okay, after about 3 hours, 4 hours out in the hot sun, this is what the door looked like. Very little got actually stripped off with a heat gun. This is after 3 or 4 days with citrus stripper. And finally, this is probably a week's worth of work. It would have been a lot cheaper just to buy a door.
Okay, I'm almost finished with this. I told you earlier that I was finished. We have just a little bit. Edges of the door still have to be done, but I'll get those with a heat gun. It's not that much to do, and it will work okay for that. Didn't work very good for the rest of it. Had to sand on it. Use this on the molding areas here on the door. I've gone through 2 bottles of this. 2 bottles. Now, it doesn't smell bad. That's a plus. You can get this at big box stores. You can get it online. I'm not going to show you the brand just because it doesn't work as well as they say. This had probably 8 or 9 layers of paint on it. So I guess I can't expect too much out of it. Same with this. I've used this on it. Finally, I took the old rim set door lock off and put some plugs in the holes, sanded those down good, and used spackling to fill in the holes. This is going to be painted, all right? This is not going to be varnished, so it doesn't have to be as perfect as a door that's going to be varnished. Thank God, because it's not going to be perfect, believe me. But you can come over and look at this to bring the camera over a little bit. This is down to bare wood. This is fir, I believe, is what it's made out of. And once it's painted, it should look pretty decent. This was a big crevice that I've had to fill, and hopefully that won't be real noticeable either when it's painted. Once I put primer paint on it, I'll be able to tell more about it. Now I'm going to leave you with the video I promised earlier. Be some pictures of the hardwood floor that we did at B&B. And when we're done with that, I'll post that video probably next Sunday. Well, not probably. I will post that video next Sunday. Thanks for joining us. See you later.